Well, these are bits and pieces of reflections, just like looking in a mirror. You know, what do you give yourself when you look in a mirror? Well, it gives you some sense of self. Then you walk away from the mirror, and then what now? Whatever that means. If you try to photograph your dream, is that inspiration? It's what you do. So I do what I do, and that's it. The most important inspiration is my own photographs. Not Africa, not this or that. I have to be inspired by what I'm doing. Otherwise, I might as well stop. So my photographs lead me to other photographs. My photographs give me the energy and instinct and inspiration and to continue doing the work, is because they provide some meaning in my life and help me understand my existence in some way or another. Photographs are an aspect of what I do. They don't represent everything about myself. And I think the thing about the photographs is there's a permanency to them. That's why people take pictures. So they can look at a photograph, oh, just like I did this is a memory. If I didn't take the photograph, it'd be 74 years of memories in my head that all mixed up. So it gives me some sense of permanency, of something to reflect back on. But it doesn't make any issue of living with myself. I don't know. I don't have a choice. I'm either dead or alive. That's it. Not a political photographer. If once I'm a political photographer, then I give up. I'm only interested in the psyche and the psychological statements that have a psychological impact. The politics of the world is always the same. But what you see now is just a repeat of human nature, human history. It's all about biology of the mind. That's where the problem starts. That's a poor way of looking at the world. I don't necessarily have to put everything in a box. This is a fleeting moment. It's a hard word to define. You can be happy and sad at the same time. Emotions are very complicated. From an ecological point of view, then people are a serious problem. Technological point of view, maybe it's amazing what they do. So we're dealing with the nature of humanity, and do I like the nature of humanity? Well, I would say in a lot of areas I don't like it, but it's all quite complicated, and I don't necessarily understand a lot of things anyway. So there's no point doing things forever. I moved on, like I did the color works. I'm flexible. I find things I'm interested in, and I try to expand them. The reason I stopped photographing stopped doing portraitures for a few reasons. One, I did what I wanted to do, and secondly, it was an interesting point you made, because if you put a face in a picture, a human being, when it looks at a picture, it could be the most beautiful animal, could be a drawing, it could be anything. The first thing they judge a picture by is the face. And so that was, it was prejudicing my pictures, because my pictures were more than those people faces in the picture. They were more complex. You see, you're human orientated again. I'm doing much more animals. What about the drawings? Who are they? But why are you only asking about the people? What about the birds? Because I took plenty of bird pictures for 5 years. Birds only. Rats, 4 years. But nobody cares about the rats. What's going on here? So that we talk about humanity, it's full of hypocrisy. It's confusion, generally. Life. Well, I don't think you can predict the future, but if you just look at the trend, it's there. So the trend is more environmental problems on the planet. That's been the trend for God knows how many thousands of years. It gets worse and worse and worse. And too many people, too much this, too much that. So nature, in the end of the day, bears the brunt of a lot of this. So is this is going to stop. Why would it stop? How's it going to stop? I don't know. You can have all sorts of rules, but in the end of the day, these are fundamental problems people have to think about and how to change human behavior, and I'm not here to tell you how to change human behavior. Well, some people wouldn't say that. I don't think a lot of people would say just because nature is being taken over that they're losing. They're not nature-centered. Trees are being chopped down in the Amazon. They don't even know what a tree is. This is what's going on. You see that. Most people living in these big cities in the world don't even know what you're talking about. Their life is through a phone. They're spending their lives in cities, big cities, dealing with the phone, dealing with internet, and they don't even have an experience with nature. Nature's their dog or their cat. And where did the drawings come from? Yeah, they look like that could have come out of one of my photos. So that means one thing, that's a good thing. That means there's something archetypal about the pictures. It's something very similar to that's in one of the books. Yeah, you're right, it's interesting you show me that picture, because I thought, as I said, maybe I forgot about that picture. Nice that you took the picture. It's good you saw something that I see it. So that's good. I like that. Huh. It's interesting. Find the right balance. Art is one of the most difficult fields to be in. So if you want to be an artist photographer, my only comment is one, find the right balance so you can do this for a long time. Put it this way, I don't necessarily have any ability to judge anything about life after death. I have no ability to understand anything about the universe. I have no ability to understand anything about the origins of life or the purpose of life. So I don't have any ability to answer any of those questions. I'm just deluding myself to thinking I'm knowing anything. I don't know anything. There's no way to say that the pictures are about one thing or the other. They're not. They're part of a puzzle. The puzzle's life. The life puzzle doesn't ever finish.